So also within this Lil Uzi Academics interview that they did inside the mind of Lil Uzi Vert, not only did he talk about Playboi Carti, but he also talked about Lil Yachty, who, if you recall, he actually had somewhat of a beef with, although it may have been just trolling, as Uzi was explaining that Yachty is a nice guy and Uzi is an asshole, and Yachty's just too smart to, like, I don't know, beef online and lose. I feel like most beefs online, you kind of have to, I don't know, you got to play it right so that you don't look like you're trying too hard, or like if you look too hurt, you lost. That's essentially what it is. A negotiation, the person who loses, the person who cares the most. But as I was saying, so in this question the academics asked Uzi, he was essentially saying, like, it's really you and Carti who are the top two rappers from your generation who are in control of the youth and like the upcoming waves of rappers after you. However, Uzi kind of gives Yachty his props, if you will, his credit, that he's like the sneaky knight that is also in the mix. And I have to agree, like, if you look back at all of the rappers who, and we're gonna watch the clip just so we can get the full context, but if you look, or if you analyze all the rappers who came from that generation, Yachty's still getting hits randomly all of a sudden, just or actually like sprinkled in throughout. He's always been relevant, even commercially, with doing voice acting among other things, just like Uzi and Carti. Although musically, I do think that Uzi and Carti have more influence, but Yachty still is in the mix. I mean, he's cool with Drake too now. They're like besties, so I don't know, just in the media, Yachty's still super relevant, which I can't really say about many other rappers, although there are still like Kodaks and 21 Savages who their music people still tap into, but within, I guess, this internet side of things, Yachty it's Carti, Uzi, of course, the top two, and then Yachty's definitely in the mix as well. So anyway, let's see what Uzi
Whoa. I'll give you my opinion on it, and I love Yachty.
Say it.
Let me tell you this. I've thought this has been a two-horse race when it came to quote-unquote SoundCloud era. No disrespect.
Nah, he the sneaky knight in it though.
You're right.
He's the sneaky knight.
I agree.
You hear me? Me and Carti is like the fucking.
I thought it was just you and Carti.
I know this though. I study this shit. He's the sneaky knight. He's the one. Me and Carti is. Listen.
I'm trying to figure out who else was super influential in this SoundCloud generation. I guess I just did a video on the main channel about the SoundCloud Mount Rushmore, so those would be the rappers in there, and that was like we already mentioned Uzi and Carti. X would be one, but he passed away, RIP. Lil Peep passed away, RIP. Juice WRLD passed away, RIP. Who else we got? Trippie Redd, but yeah, we know how things are going with Trippie. Like, I feel like Trippie wants the respect from that Uzi and Carti get from fans, but he just never does. So he's kind of like a tier down. I still do think that Lil Yachty is kind of a tier down from Uzi and Carti as well, if we're talking about just like sales numbers, but he is respected in the game, and that's like not necessarily quantifiable. But I think Trippie would be outselling Yachty, but Yachty experiments more as well, whereas Trippie kind of like follows trends. Not saying that's a bad thing, but you know, like he'll drop like the rage music, like what the fans want, so that's not a bad thing at all. But who else we got? I think that's it. Maybe like Lil Pump, but he fell off. I feel like that's it. Yeah, Trippie was another contender though.
Listen, me and Carti is doing all this shit. Carti is being influential, selling all these shows, going across the world, doing the biggest shit in the world. Me, I'm fucking making these big ass hit songs, and there's a nigga like him that motherfucking is really one of them ones on the low. I'm just being real. Like, I'm just being 100. You can't even lie.
I'm glad that he's not petty or salty about the JT situation, who he allegedly smashed, and he wrote songs for the City Girls before Uzi started dating her.
How about it? Like,
No, he is.
yes.
Hold on. I'm gonna be honest.
I do think Yachty, in the last couple years, after he got off of this whole Detroit flow thing, where I don't know, it just isn't that mainstream. It's a very niche pocket in rap. So once he started experimenting with more melodic flows like he once did when he first got popular, then he got his I don't know, popularity back. I feel like he fell back for a couple years.
So and me and Yachty, like we've talked about. So Yachty's a great. Well, I'll give you my opinion on it.
That's it. But yeah, so he's a sneaky knight. Sneaky knight. I don't. If we're talking about like chess pieces, Uzi and Carti are like the queens on each side. So yeah, maybe Yachty's a knight, but I don't know if he's the same level as Uzi and Carti. But y'all let me know in the comments, what do you think? Because I disagree a little bit, but I do give Yachty his respect. He's like B tier, or maybe like B+ tier, whereas Uzi and Carti are A.